Tea Talks. Hello, my family. It is your girl T, the nappy-headed jojoba, back with another one of my Tea Talks. Tuesday is fast becoming my favorite day to upload because I just feel so free to do whatever I want. You know, with these Tea Talks, I've been dibbling and dabbling and talking a little bit more about dating and just my experience with dating and online dating lately, and it's been fun, and the response has been overwhelmingly positive, far more positive than I anticipated. I have been getting a sprinkling of aggressive and angry comments from butthurt dudes under my first Tinder red flags video as well as my worst date ever video, but I understand it's a very high stress situation being an incel, so I just tell these fellas to have a nice day and move on. But the rest of y'all, my real nap fam, y'all have been here for it, and I have been here for y'all being here for it. So indeed, there will be more story time videos and videos like this. I also want to play around with things like my upcoming spoiler review / discussion of Us. I'm still going to do that, but if you guys saw my most recent live stream, you remember I do want to see the movie a second time. I would have just gone on my own, but I have a rain check to see it with the gentleman I'm actually seeing right now, the gentleman du jour, or if he's lucky, the gentleman du mois. We're supposed to see it sometime this week, so stand by for that. Apologies for the wait, but it actually will be good to let my thoughts percolate a little bit more. But let's move on to the matter at hand. In case you missed it, this is actually a part 2. I have already done a part 1 on why women, specifically this woman, swipe left, which is the bad way, on Tinder. I will link that video right here. I also touch upon my experience receiving my first ever eggplant emoji pic. That was an experience. Regardless, in that video, I barely scratched the surface of the things that make me say hail to the gnaw and swipe left real hard. Got a long list here. I don't even know if I'm gonna have time for all of these today because this might be too long, so we may have to do a part 3, but we'll see. Let's see if we can get through this. So the first reason of this part 2 of why women swipe left on Tinder is guys' profiles being devoted entirely to their demands about you. Por ejemplo, I jotted down that I saw one guy who wrote, "Please have curves and personality." And that was pretty much all his profile said. I feel like I'm going to be saying this a lot during this video, but sir, get the fuck out of here. If you devote your entire space of what is supposed to be you telling us something about yourself to what you want someone else to be doing for you, you're an asshole. It is fine to express that you love women who are a certain way, you know, whether they're outgoing or bubbly or whatever. If you like curvy women, fine. It is fine to put that out there. But if that is literally the only thing you have to say about yourself, good God, I'm swiping left, and with the quickness. This is an addendum / expansion to what I just said, but guys who are constantly complaining about women on the app or telling them what they need to do or need to be. The guys who are complaining about women not having full body shots or telling them, please don't be boring. Essentially a rider of the demands that this guy has of you rather than what he's bringing to the table. And I got news for you ladies. Typically, if a guy is like this, the only thing he's bringing to the table is a fucking fork. So yes, the guys whose entire bio is a rant / complaint about their experience with the women they've encountered on Tinder, they're obviously bitter and it's an obvious swipe left. In part 1, I discussed how a completely blank bio section equals swipe left because clearly you have fuck all to say. Right next to that is a bio that says, just ask, or I'm an open book, or ask me if you're interested, ask if you want to know more. Or, and I've even seen this one, in the job field where you put your job title and place of work, they'll put self-employed at ask or at just ask. I'm already on my second one, but sir, get the fuck out of here. Another huge peeve. In the school field where you put your university, School of Hard Knocks. Similar to the plague of guys listing Dunder Mifflin as their place of employment as a joke, guys seem to think that they are funny and original when they put that they've attended the School of Hard Knocks. If you happen to be a dude watching this video and you have that in your education field, I recommend you get rid of it immediately. Not only is it unoriginal, it's fucking jive. This one's not necessarily an immediate swipe left, but it is a turnoff. The car selfies? Why so many car selfies? There have been so many guys whose profiles I've seen where they're exclusively car selfie after car selfie after car selfie. Just step outside your car, stay stand next to a tree, anything else. Do we do this? Women, I mean. One or two, whatever. I mean, fine. You felt like the lighting was good in your car that day. But if you're gonna have like 6, 7, 8 car selfies, do you just live in your car? Is that why you're self-employed at Just Ask? This next one isn't necessarily a swipe left either, but it's definitely an eye roll, and if other pieces aren't there to maybe spark my interest, it will become a swipe left. And that is listing your interests as these 3 things: travel, hiking, and good food. Any combination of those, it's just like, dude, literally everybody likes those. You'd be more interesting if you said you hated 1, 2, or 3 of those things. It's not a unique trait. It's not a unique collection of interests. Everybody does those. Everybody likes it. Springboarding off the I love travel, I travel so much, bragging about how much you travel is just kind of a deuce chills thing, and it's usually bullshit anyway. Photos of you boarding planes, like private jets and things, oh no, sir, not interested. I've seen guys actually write things like "catch me if you can," trying to flex in their bios, and it's just such a turnoff. It's very new money and just tickety-tack nasty. Again, pretty much everybody likes travel. Bragging about it is wholly unnecessary, and it's just in poor taste. When I see photos of guys just in different cities around the world, then I can be like, oh, he's well-traveled. That's cool. But just the whole bragging and flexing about how you're always on a plane, please. While I do think it is a good thing to see a guy who is well-traveled without boasting about it and posing in different cities around the world or what have you, one thing you don't want to do when you're posing in those photos is posing with children in third world countries like they're fucking props. This is something I see almost exclusively from, I'm just going to be candid here, from non-black dudes posing with black kids in various African countries like they are props. If you could look up white savior complex in the dictionary, you would see one of these exact photos. The cringe factor is off the charts, and I see it so much. So yeah, posing with disadvantaged black kids like props, not recommended. Speaking of posing, guys who are posing with celebrities, because these guys are almost invariably posers, literally. You don't know Pharrell. Odds are you don't really know Pharrell or whoever it is. So calm your tits, stop trying to flex, stop trying to show off. This might be more of an LA thing because I think a lot of people are in show business and may have, a shoot where they're working with, Snoop Dogg or whoever one day. You are not kicking it with these celebrities on the regular, so stop fronting. No pun intended, I was not trying to quote Pharrell there. And by the way, if it's a lame celebrity, it's just even more pitiful. Like if it's you posing with like Guy Fieri, that is a horde swipe left, because if you think that I'm going to be impressed by you taking a photo with Guy Fieri, we literally have nothing to talk about. This next one is one that I think would stereotypically be attributed to women primarily, and I'm sure it does happen with women. I don't do it, but in any event, lying about your age. To me, lying about one's age on a dating app is beyond pointless, because if you do actually meet someone and things actually go somewhere, everything is predicated on a lie from the jump. What is the point? And I see guys lying about their age blatantly all the time. But I will see guys, they'll say that they're in their 20s, and it is so obvious that they are at least 40 years old, and I'll just look at their photos like, sir, if you were 28, I will eat this fucking wig. Unless some of these guys went gray hella early and spent their entire lives just cooking in the sun instead of doing anything else, there is no way. Guys lying about their age, it's a problem. I see it far more than I expected and far more than I should, and it is an obvious swipe left. Oh, I have so many more, but this is already getting long, so I'm just gonna do 2 more that are kind of related, and then we'll call it, and then I guess if you guys are feeling it, maybe we can revisit in a part 3. Here's another one that I thought that women would do, but not men, and that is using Snapchat filters and Facetune. Why am I looking at pictures of guys with dog ears and eyelashes and whiskers? Why am I looking at guys who are so Facetune they look like a fucking painting? What is this? I don't know what the fuck that shit is about, but it is a huge turnoff. Maybe I'm just the grouch because I personally don't really use like Snapchat at all, and I don't use the Instagram filters that they have either with the ears and stuff. Maybe I'm just a grouch, like maybe I'm the one person who doesn't understand why these filters with the ears and things are fun. Actually, I know for certain I'm a grouch. But when I see that on a guy's profile, it is such a ugh, swipe left. And the face tuning, I mean, guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't have Facetune. I think you have to pay for it, right? I'm just too cheap for that shit. The last one for today will be the guys who, and this is somewhat related to the last one, whose bios say, sometimes exclusively, like it won't say anything other than, add me on Snap, IG. I don't really use this. Like, if I'm interested, I'm supposed to go on some Easter egg hunt and find you on another app entirely? Get the fuck out of here. If you don't use Tinder, then don't use Tinder. Most of these guys are clearly just thirsty for followers. I don't even know why they're on Tinder in the first place. I guess they're just using it for networking, which is another thing I will get into in part 3. But I resent the attempt to reverse fuckboy and try to get us to slide into their DMs, because as we've covered, I am the fuckboy now, which is of course what I said right after I hit quit and then ghosted Captain Phillips. That is gonna do it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in for another Tea Talks Tuesday. If you guys missed the part 1 where I went through my first round of red flags, and I was not expecting a part 3, but girl, there's a lot. But here's part 1 in case you missed it and want to check it out. And beyond that, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.
That's some nappy-headed hose there, I'm going to tell you that now.